All right, folks, we are back. Welcome on back here this Tuesday morning, August 20th. Great to see all of our students and members alike just joining us here in our chat board. Martin, Margaret, Grant, got Marcella, got the M's actually almost in tandem there. Got Roger, Michael, Grant, got Luis, got Lawrence, got Mark. A lot of M's actually joining us here. First letter M. Richard, great to see. Great to see Alex, Brad, Brian, Dave, Jason, got Lee, got Sam, got Ted. Got a full house here inside our live trading room here once again this Tuesday morning. I always feel like today's Wednesday now because, we normally have done our Traders Talk workshop every Tuesday for a long time. We actually conducted that yesterday. And going forward, once again, our weekly workshop Traders Talk is every Monday. So that means today's Tuesday. Great to have all of us back on social media, at least otherwise. Facebook Live, LinkedIn, Twitter, YouTube, etc. Just popping up on the lower left. I always like to do this at Cyber Trading U. If you're a new member to our streams here each and every morning, we do this at 9 o'clock Eastern time. Actually, Fausto Pugliese, 35 plus year pro trader, he's actually out on vacation, enjoying time with family, well deserved, well earned. And with that, at least he'll be back in a couple of weeks. But once again, if you are new, just make sure to hit the follow or subscribe button right on the bottom left right there at Cyber Trading U. And hey, we always invite you to join us inside our live trading room on the top left with that QR code. Scan with your phone, scan with your camera. I mean, for right now, the LUNR trade's been kind of teasing us all throughout pre-market here, right? So we'll go into this trade to begin. We had such a great day yesterday. I do want to, of course, go into the movers that we had from yesterday, the ASTS trade, namely ALZN, another one. But LUNR here ended up also making a little move yesterday, but much better pop this morning, though. I think some news came out in regards to an upgrade or price target. Cantor Fitzgerald, if you're familiar with them. They're very pro-Bitcoin, believe it or not. So they ended up announcing news of some price target, I think up to $10. So the thing with price targets and these like firms and analysts and whoever's doing it, you never want to hold your breath looking for that move up to whatever they're announcing their price target as. You can't trust it as far as you can throw it, especially for something that's apparently 100% gain. Like this is a $10 price target. This is trading at $5 now. So how often can you expect to see a 100% pop like that out of nowhere? Obviously, it's very rare, at least in relation to price targets. Here at CTU, it's not so rare to see a stock making a move up 100% in one day. Again, don't hold your breath waiting for that, folks. I have some resistance lines here right now at 505, 506. That was some big volume built up from pre-market. So if it could break above that, I think that there's a good chance to see 550. I think there's a possibility to see 580 or 6. Those are the larger levels to work off of. 580 and $6 for right now. I was shouting that out to you before. That's if it could break above this, though. So if we get 505 and even above 6, I guess you got 650. But I'm not even holding my breath for that. I was kind of just more focused on this area here. You still see a smaller order iceberg here for about 20,000 shares at 580, but really $6, about 65, nearly 66,000 shares right there sitting there. So we'll see what happens on this trade. I took half of my profit here just before for like 11 or 12 cents just on half of my position, and I still have half left. If it pulls back, I might need to pull the trigger on just get out, break even. It's at 491, but yeah, we'll see where this goes, at least going into the market open. If it's not during pre-market, hopefully it makes the better move after 9:30. So for that, we'll add it to our watch list. Again, though, I gotta say, for a Monday, yesterday was pretty historic. It was one of the crazier days that I've seen for a Monday, nonetheless. We've had a couple of good ones recently, but yesterday, this ASTS, I mean, once again, broke all-time highs, continued to push up. It was testing them here. And then it looks like heading into the market close, ended up seeing the breakout higher, and now on the way up towards 40. So it's definitely hard for us to ignore this stock as a day trade, and you could still say as a swing trade, but man, I mean, big trees fall hard. For as much as this skyrocketed all the way up, especially the most recent 3 candles, it's very tough, I guess, to expect any stock to make this type of move on a swing level, on a swing trade. It's actually more frequent for this stock to make this like 300, 500% move in one given day compared to like something like this. That's just my opinion, at least. It is so rare for us to see this type of swing trend and then the pop higher. So that's where Fausto was even saying just last week, if you're inside our live trading room, you heard him say last week, these trades, you want them to slow down. You don't want them to go up so much. Granted, he was very happy with the money he was making. I think it was one of his better trades in a little while, and he'll be the judge of that. He'll let you know on that, but ultimately, like, he killed it. And just to say, like, he eventually got out because it was moving up too fast. All right, well, it kept going up a little bit, but we're we're not trying to be perfect, right? We went over this in class yesterday in our phase 2 stock course. We're not trying to be perfect. We're just trying to take enough meat off the bone to fill ourselves up at the end of the meal, right? That's kind of how I phrase it, at least. So, going into the market open, again, it's tough for us to ignore this stock, and we got to put it on our list, right? The ASTS. And the ASTS, we have the ALZN. This was more of a pop and drop, kind of more flavor of the day type deal. I think this had to do with PTSD. Alzheimer company had, but I think their drug was on PTSD. Had a great move, big push in pre-market, popped, a little bit after the market had opened up, and topped off pretty much around reversal time, maybe a little bit before. But phenomenal run, right? You can't expect any stock to keep just running up and up and up. So, like we said before, the ASTS, big trees will eventually fall hard, and this did it just within one day. And that's quite normal too. For as much as this pumps up, and the more it pumps up, you become afraid of jumping in, knowing what's more likely to happen, right? Crashed right back down. So what makes the top percent gainers list very much so often makes the percent losers list the following day. So as we go from top to bottom here, honestly, we'll probably find that pattern more prevalent on the loser side here, but let's run it. Let's see what we can get here, folks. Let's just check our chat right now. Leda, Lawrence, got Michael, Grant, John H, all of us here. It's been a very nice pre-market, very calm, very nice pre-market here. I gotta say, one of the better ones. So keep seeing what we can grab here. TGL, not a bad move earlier. I mean, I guess like at the crack of dawn, 5:50 in the morning, ran up, but then died off. I mean, I could add it to our list, in terms of the possibility, the hope of it maybe potentially going, but you don't want to work with just down. I mean, this is just steady down right now too, TTMP. And a lot that looked like that early on this morning. I mean, even going into the 8 o'clock move, this AUUD, I know that, we put it on our watch list, and with good reason we did. It happens. If it's trending down going into the 8 o'clock move, that's the direction you need to start with first, as much as you're hoping to see higher lows eventually. Well, maybe we get them coming up here. I mean, it's possible. Dropped off even more, starting to build back up a little bit. I like the order book. The order book I do like. We'll see where this takes us here going into the next few minutes. But I guess for now, I'll kind of make the cut. Hopes of this trying to make a new push later on here. AUUD. PETA. Evoke. Now, this is a classic pop and drop stock, like just from years and years and years and years back. Actually, so much so, let's go back almost a decade, about 7 years or so. Yeah, this stock over my tenure here with Fausto. Look at these wicks. Look at these days here. Just big gap, and then these long up wicks. You know that it tried popping, but then it came right back down within the same day. It's a pop and drop stock. Right here, big fat drop here, probably a gap up on some morning. So, this trade here over time, it probably has had a bunch of reverse stock splits as well. But today, very similar move. History has a tendency to repeat itself. Pop, drop. This spread's god awful. So, you got to pick your preference right there, and you want to make sure the stock has good liquidity, good order book. Neon, little pop right now, actually, at 8:55 in the morning. So right before we started this meeting, actually. So let's take a look. Just check out Benzinga Pro, see what the news is out on this trade. This looks like earnings, right? That's from August 8th, though. So there's no extra news otherwise. It's tough. That's tough. It's kind of making its own run right now, unless if the news is going to come out pretty shortly from here on Benzinga. But you know what? It's popping up pretty nice, right? It's hard for us to ignore that, right? I mean, I hope the order book fills in better after the open. I think it can. I don't know if it will, but I think it can, because it's a more recent pop. We just caught this trade right now here. So I can only imagine more traders are going to find out about the stock. When more traders find out about the stock, you'll see the order book fill in more. But the question is, at that point, is the stock going to be trending up still, or is it going to be already in the pits? Is it already going to be tanking and making lower lows? A lot of these stocks are not going to stick. So right now, the hope is to just make sure the trend maintains. Let's just make sure we see at least equal bottoms and not a lower low. And by the time the market opens up, if the order book fills in much more, then I'll be happy about it. I'd be interested in jumping in at that stage. So I'll add it. I'll add the neon trade. Been on the stick for like 5 hours yesterday, and then I got another 4.5, I think, today. So need my water when I can, right? You need my water there. So we keep going along though. RR. No, this is not the one I was thinking about here. I thought it was a former runner that we had here. It's up like 14%, and it's breaking over the $1 threshold right now as we're talking. You often hear me say when a stock breaks over that $1 threshold, provides a good opportunity to join more people's radars and scanners, right? So I could add this. I just want to keep going through though, otherwise, and see what we can grab. Up this thing here pulling back. I got to get out on this. Then it's like exactly at my break-even price right now. Like maybe I made a penny on that actually at 492. But the hell with it. I made money on the first half. That is essentially a break even. I don't like seeing that nasty ass drop right there. I will recalibrate for the market open. So that's the danger with trading pre-market. You cannot set a stop order. I know like if someone ever says like, oh, I got stopped out, I don't know what they're talking about, because here you can't set a stop in pre-market. Maybe they mean in their like imagination, like a mental stop. What I mean by that is this. Actually, before I go further, look at this trade. Look at this disaster today. PRFX. This was brutal. I took my eyes off this for like 2 minutes, 3 minutes here. I was popping up, and at the time, it had good volume. It was breaking over that $1. I was saying, wow, this looks like a good move. I took my eyes off it. I was like jumping over to LUNR. I was entering on the LUNR trade, and I didn't trade this, but I took my eyes off it. And this is like as bad to see whether I took it or not, because my role as an instructor here for CTU is to provide call outs that can not just be tradable, but provide the opportunity for more. This provided no opportunity after. We called it out as it was like popping up. We were looking for support to hold. And once it just breaks, it's unfortunate. But from there, like, look what happened. It dropped off 50%. So, trading pre-market, ultimately, you cannot set a stop order. It's a much more dangerous trading environment for that reason. And granted, it's opportunistic. People can make a lot of money doing it, but we want to train you how to trade the market open session first. You know what I mean? Where you have all of your tools to your arsenal, where you have the stop orders out there, you have your market orders if you need to use one. All right, I'll tell you what though. I mean, there's probably a lot more on this gainer side here. You got the Bitcoin stocks up a little bit. Conel is up 4%, a little spotty though. BITX, Bitcoin ETF here, also double leveraged. It's not really doing a whole lot just yet. Could be a good trade for when the market opens up or later on, but I'll pass on here. Let's just check out the other gainers list that I got, though, seeing if there's anything else looking pretty nice. MSTR, another Bitcoin stock. This actually just came off a reverse stock or a forward split off just a regular stock split. They were like $1,000+ stock, and now at this point, at least a little less expensive and more tradable, but we're still going to pass on it now. Another one, Fidelity Bitcoin ETF. Here's Coinbase again. I mean, we'll call them out as we see them, but we're not going to start off with them there. Hopping over to the losers list. Let's see if there's anything looking just as good. MYNA. This thing got just beat up just before, and all from pre-market. Actually, I didn't care to even check out this trade here. Dropped off actually even more from after the 8 o'clock move. Listen, it's possible it could bounce. It's possible, but for right now, again, another stock I'm not going to start off on. And, if it starts to make a little squeeze, we'll call it out as we see it. But there's a better list of stocks I think that we could focus on at first. LUNR, the ASTS, AUUD, Neon even. See if there's any other shorts. Again, the big theme, though, if it's not a short, is what makes the top percent gainers list makes the percent losers list the following day. Govax here, VRAX here, Sing, that was yesterday, also on the loser side. Sand, APDN. These were all movers from yesterday. And just to go back, Sand was another one. This was a good runner, a little choppy, a little hairy at sometimes, but maintained good trend. But again, though, like a lot of these are not swing trades. They're all just pop and drop type trades, flavor of the day, maybe flavor of the week type thing. That's what makes ASTS so damn crazy, because it's had a couple red days in between, right? But this thing just keeps on giving. And that's where we'll tell you, like, we'll call it out as we see it. There were days over the last week where we did not start off on ASTS. We didn't, just keep this on our watch list the whole time. There were days where we took it off, but it kept going. So we kept finding it on our scanners. We said, you know what? Wow, this is actually still making higher lows. Oh, wow, look at it. It's popping back up again. So that's how a stock can look to kind of gain your trust over time. That's all. All right. So for Kathleen, Leda, Brad, Barbara, Steve, I see Jeff here, all of us here in our trading room right now. Let me know if there's anything else that you'd want me to see before we finish up. And the same goes for YouTube. All of us on YouTube, Facebook Live, once again, at Cyber Trading U. If you have not followed or subscribed just yet, hey, we got a YouTube channel here, folks. Be a friend, tell a friend, spread the good word at Cyber Trading U. Also, just join our trading room as well for a week-long trial. Just that's on the top left right there as well. But let me know if there's anything else that you'd want me to check out before we wrap up. Got about 15 minutes. I need new contacts here. I got the squinting face right now, right? 9:15 Eastern. Got about 15 minutes before the market opens up. I also need my orange glasses over there. All right, we'll be good to go, folks. From Brad, SIDU. We'll take a look at that there. I guess it's trying. It was down, I guess, to begin, right? Because now it's like break even and down 1% now. This thing's like kind of jumping around a bit here, isn't it? What happened to the stock? This is from yesterday morning. Pop, drop, and I guess it's trying to eke back up a little bit. Brad says it's a Navy contract. Oh, okay, that's a good heads up from Brad right there. And no check Benzinga approach, just give you the full skinny, but that sounds good, Brad. Right now, though, it's not up or down a whole lot percentage-wise, so I'm not as likely to put it on our watch list just yet, but I'm going to put it on my side list. I'm putting this thing on my side list at least. I didn't before. I have it now, and I appreciate the heads up at least there. The thing is $2 million. That's also something to mention. Fausto and I were discussing this last week, I think, just with contracts and money. Like when you think of like $100 million contract with the government, that actually isn't like a whole lot of money when you think about it, folks. Like the government's spending billions upon billions on everything, right? Printing billions, every now and then as well. So $2 million really isn't a whole lot. Like, oh, it sounds good, like Navy contract. That sounds good for a smaller company like this. 2 million isn't a big to do, and I hate to put a damper on that, right? I hope it pops, right? Because if anything, I'll make money on it. If it's going to make a more convincing higher low, higher high situation, Brad, maybe off of 4, I'd be more interested in it. So I appreciate it. From Chris, going from bottom to top there. I'm sorry. So from Chris now, TGL. Did I not have TGL on the list? Did I not go over TGL? I don't think I did, actually. Yeah, I don't think I did. Maybe I just kind of glossed over it here at the time because it was more flat right at 9 o'clock. Now it's starting to rev up. Yeah, good call. So TGL, I'll put back on our list now, starting to prove itself a little bit. Good shout from Chris, Tim as well. I'm just going from bottom to top there. So, and you know what, Chris? Yeah, that too. Well, now it's dropping again from bottom to top. The issue with bottom to top in our trading room is that I'm actually checking out the more older chats now at this point. So Chris wrote this at 9:13, about 5 minutes ago. So, in the 5 minutes that we were just going by, dropped off a little bit more. But yeah, I was interested in this trade actually earlier in pre-market. I did not call it out. I didn't type it out to you, but it's on my book map. Still have it on my book map here. Where are you, Clove? There we are. Right off that 520 level. Look at this thing, right? I'm watching that. I'm all over that there, but it's dropping back down at this point. So I'm going to keep it on my book map. It's on my side list, but I'm not too interested in it just yet here. Again, let's start and stick with what we got at this point. I love what we're working with here at this stage. After the first 10 minutes, once the market opens up, if literally nothing from our watch list is going to move, I would imagine one of these will look to make a pop and we'll look to call something out. If it's a halt, we'll probably call it out pretty soon. But, otherwise, I want to start and stick with what we got here to begin now. Post this watch list ASAP. No delay on this watch list, right? So we'll post it out to all of our students here inside our live trading room. And again, if you're right now, if you wanted to get our watch lists, you could always subscribe right to our Twitter feed as well, Cyber Trading U on X on Twitter. But join our live trading room, get the full rundown, the full rendition. Actually, we get a full hour of commentary coming up. Go live at 9:30, go live at 3 o'clock in the afternoon here for all of our students. Chris, Kathleen, Brad, Michael, Grant, got Bill, got Danny, got Leonard, got Phil, got all of us here in our trading room right now. Look forward to working with them all here coming into the market open today. So for all of us in pre-market here, or all of us on YouTube rather, I should say, enjoy the rest of your day. Best of luck trading going into the market open. And again, for all of us here coming up, catch my breath, but we'll be back on pretty soon. Talk to you soon there, folks. Take care.